Hey guys, Tommy here, aka Pyrotoz, and today I'm bringing you a match against HouseofWolves100 from the Smoke and Battle Finder. I got this about 20 minutes ago, so it's still pretty fresh in my head. And I thought for this game, I'm going to mix up my team completely from the last game. Gonna go ahead and try out Shedinja again, try and get some kind of sweep going, hopefully. I got Swoop out there as like a tailwind support kind of thing. Flareon is there mainly to hopefully baton pass some speed off to Shedinja. Like, that was the centerpiece of the team, really, but... yeah, Flareon's pretty good support. Choice Scarf, Victory Bell in case stuff goes a bit, weird and I want to, get something fast in there. I got Sudowoodo and Tentacle as my defensive core. First turn, Sleep Powder on the Sudowoodo. Unfortunately misses, which actually does come into play later. The extra damage I do get off on the Rock Slide is quite significant. But, it takes it better than I thought it would, so, next turn he can go for another Sleep Powder, put me to sleep, and, no Stealth Rocks for me, unfortunately. But I'm kind of thinking, well, it's got leftovers, so it doesn't look like it's going to be like the offensive Sword Stance set. You can get it with lefties, but normally you'll have, like, Flying Gem or something, so... just gonna go into my Flareon here. This was an accidental amazing prediction, right? So, he made a good play by predicting my switch. And, Toxic was a good play to go for, but I was actually predicting, like, Sub or Leech Seed, so I thought, oh, let's go to Flareon, because it can probably take it, but... that definitely works out for me. Gonna go for a Baton Pass. I don't know what it'll go to. I kind of think Sandshrew, but I thought, okay, better switch out and see what happens. So I go to Shedinja, got the Focus Sash obviously. Can you imagine a Life Orb Shedinja? Worst set EU. I might try that one day. In comes Gigalith, go for a Shadow Claw, does nothing, that's fine, Gigalith is a beast. Now I'm gonna switch. I didn't see, like... well, obviously there's no lefties there, so I kind of thought, oh, it's probably like a Choice Band set, because I've seen that a couple of times, so... I'm gonna go to Sudowoodo to probably sack it, and maybe take a couple of Stone Edges, but... it turns out he gets up the Sandstorm, which it didn't even click in my head that this was like a Sand team. He's got the Stoutland, Gigalith, and Sand Rush, or Sand Force, whatever it is that Sandshrew gets. And he goes for an SD. Now I'm getting worried, because being swept by a Sandshrew is like my second worst fear in the world. Goes for an Earthquake, go for a counter, yes, I do manage to take it luckily. I don't know if I'd sturdy on this game, because for some reason I accidentally gave this thing... what do you call it? Rocky head or hard head or anti-recoil head, whatever you call it, for Woodhammer. But to be honest, Sturdy is the better ability for a defensive set. In comes Stoutland. I don't know why he did this double switch here, but I can only assume he was scouting for Sucker Punch, which I probably should put on this thing, but instead I got Rock Slide, Woodhammer, counter, Stealth Rock, so I get at Rocks there. Somehow outspeed the Gigalith. I didn't realise that Sudowoodo could outspeed anything, but maybe it's a speed tie, don't know. Go for a Woodhammer, that does a pretty good chunk of damage as he gets up his own rocks. I think he did anyway. Now the problem is, if he's got rocks up, and the fact that he's got the Sandstorm as like a backup plan as well, either of those is going to be horrific for Shedinja, so basically I've got to get those out of the way, otherwise Shedinja's just insta-dead, Gonna go to Kenny here. I almost clicked Rapid Spin, but I thought, well, he's got a Drifblim, so he might switch into that. I know Gigalith would die on the switching, but... whatever. I go for a knockoff. Takes it out there. Oh yeah, I thought Rapid Spin kill would have been awesome, but I kind of thought, what if that doesn't kill? How bad is that going to make me look? Goes into Stoutland. It's good, it doesn't have the Sand Up anymore, but it's still going to do some pretty good damage to whatever comes in. And I figure that Victory Bell is going to be the least useful thing on my team. Normally it's like a Venoshock Sweeper with Choice Scarf, but I don't think I'll be able to get up Toxic Spikes, and he has a Ghost type in the form of Drifblim, so, I can't see Venoshock doing too much to that. Gonna go to Swoobat, just set up a Tailwind. I could have gone for an attack there, but I don't think it would have killed, and also... I felt like it was more important to get that Tailwind up there. That way, I can now safely go into Flareon, outspeed it, and then hopefully kill it off with whatever. However, I think I predicted a switch here into Drifblim, because Flareon can only go for, like, Facade, Superpower, or Flame Charge. And when I saw him stay, and I thought, oh god, no, please kill. Luckily, Flareon is so powerful, I can actually take it out with just a base 50 fire move, so that's the power of Flareon. In comes the Drifblim. Even if the Tailwind runs out at this point, I can still outspeed everything on his team, so not too worried about it. Go for that Flame Charge, does a pretty good chunk of damage to the Drifblim, but it's got good HP, so that's not going to kill. Luckily, Flareon's special defense always seems to come in handy in these situations. It normally has to end up taking like one special hit while it goes for a Flame Charge, and in this situation I take a Shadow Ball very well indeed. Get the Spadef drop, that's irrelevant, I'm going to die next turn anyway. Take out the Drifblim, which I assume was Flare Boost, judging by the Flame Orb. Next turn I die, fine. I still got 2 or 3 Pokemon left, I think. Victreebel's dead, and it is pretty much down to... No, sorry, I've got 2 left. I got Tentacool and Shedinja, right? Tentacool is never ever gonna sweep anything. I can tell you that for free, you know? Maybe like a Choice Specs Hydro Pump or something. Is that a thing? Can Tentacool get that? Gonna go for a Rapid Spin, go for a knockoff. Now the sand isn't up, and I've got rid of the rocks, so I can see some potential to win here. Obviously Tentacool dies to a Psychic from here. But I have Shedinja, I have the Focus Sash, and he only has 2 Pokemon left. So if I can take this thing out, it might have Shadow Ball, in which case I'll lose my Focus Sash, but then it's just Jumpluff versus this thing, and I don't think his Jumpluff has any attacking moves that can hit me. It probably just does like Leech Seed plus Toxic, so I don't know, gonna go for an X-Scissor. Don't know why I didn't go for it on the last turn, because it's more powerful, but whatever. In comes Jumpluff. Here is the crucial moment. Will he Sleep Powder? Will he Acrobatics? What will he do? Don't know. Goes for a Toxic. Turns out he misses, and it doesn't matter because I go for an X-Scissor, and that does take him out from there. Don't quite know why I didn't go for Sleep Powder, but maybe he didn't have Leech Seed or Acrobatics. I don't know why he'd have Acrobatics on a leftover set, but I don't know, Jumpluffs. I've never used one of those before. Anyways, that was a good battle. Very close indeed. Doesn't get much closer than having one Pokemon with 1 HP left. If I was poisoned as well, hey, would have been even closer. Hope you all enjoyed nonetheless, and with that being said, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.